Greetings internet and happy Sunday. It is Sunday, I'm filming on Sunday. I'm filming this about 4 or 5 hours before this actually has to go up. Because I've not been very organised this week. I've been very busy dealing with final deadline, which I've done now and it's all sorted. So very, very happy about that. Today's video is about preparing for final projects. So I don't think this necessarily excludes all different subjects, but I'm going to be talking about it specifically from like an arty subject kind of point of view. So 2 days ago, I think I probably had the most easiest hand-in day ever. Within an hour, I was done because I had everything organised. I had loads and loads of different lists of all the stuff that I had to do. And once I'd done a load of stuff off of one list, I would then take the few things that were left and put them into a new list, just so that it was less confusing and I could genuinely really see what I had left to do. I think that was the easiest way for me to handle getting everything in. I kept telling myself, oh my gosh, I'm so stressed, I'm so stressed. I really wasn't. I think I was over exaggerating on that. Like, I wasn't stressed. I was just sort of frustrated that I couldn't get everything done like there and then, like so quickly that it was all finished. But the past 2 weeks I have pretty much worked solidly just to make sure that everything is done. So I think listing things, which then allows you to prioritize stuff, is the easiest way to go about reaching final deadlines. Yeah, I'd say that's probably the easiest way. So I had to write 2 evaluations for my projects, one for like the practical side of my project and then one for like the writing and the PowerPoint presentation I've had to make as a part of my project. There was another evaluation for that. And I think writing evaluations, they can be a bore, they are boring, I don't enjoy doing it. But once you're sort of into it, and maybe even then like list down the certain things that you want to include, and then maybe write a couple of things that you could write about those said things, just so then you're not constantly thinking about what the hell am I going to write in my evaluation. You can list and then you know what has to go in there. It's also helpful, a lot of like the PowerPoints and stuff that have been shown in our classes and things, they've been put onto our like student forum thing. So excuse me, so I could go on and like check what I had to do and what needed to be put into my evaluations and just stuff like that. It just makes it a whole lot easier. So lists basically is the way I'm going for this video. Lists are ridiculously helpful. I think when you're writing evaluations as well, it's hard not to waffle and like get distracted on one thing and just try and drag out that one thing to last like 100 words or something. It's not great to do that, it's really not, because then you're missing out on other stuff that you could talk about. And I know that it's difficult to think about the other stuff that you can talk about, but if you have a list, I'm gonna keep saying list, this could be like a drinking game video. Every time I say list, you take a shot. That could be messy. Yeah, I think when I was writing my evaluations, having a list of what I'd done and going through my sketchbook and stuff and basically writing out the process of my sketchbook to my final structural piece, I guess. Speaking of my final piece, Wednesday's video vlog is going to be, it's kind of a week thing again, but it's going to be more focused on me setting up my exhibition piece because I am pretty proud of it. I am now. I was stressed on like Tuesday when I just got back off the coat. When I got off the train, I went and dropped all my stuff off at my accommodation, then went back straight into class with the rest of the stuff I needed to make. So I had like fabric draped over plinths, I had this over this and this over that. I just had loads of stuff everywhere and it just wasn't working. I was getting very stressed out because it wasn't working out the way that I wanted it to. So I just stopped, I left everything, I came back on Wednesday, I was like, right, you clearly don't have enough time to make something as big as maybe you wanted to. So I took away 2 of the like plinth things. I have 1 plinth, and Wednesday it just worked. Something just clicked and the whole piece sort of came together. So if in doubt, just make something a little bit smaller. If you think it's too big, or you think you don't have enough stuff to sort of fill a sculpture or anything, just make it smaller. Because honestly, had I not made it smaller, I would still be stressing about how I don't like my piece now. So yeah, actually making the final pieces, it can be stressful. It can be stressful, and it like can sometimes make you think, I don't think my work's good enough and things like that. And they like quite a few times they told us your work needs to be good enough to go into a public exhibition, because that's what we're doing with it. So yeah, it was that kind of thing that sort of worried me a little bit, I think. And plus, because last year with my art A-level, I just wasn't encouraged particularly well in any part of it whatsoever. So I think that sort of put me back a bit and made me think, well, this is just a flashback to last year when my work wasn't good enough. But I think taking a step back and on that Tuesday just leaving it and then coming back on Wednesday to deal with it, that was the best thing I could have done. But help from my sketchbooks and everything was great with that. The next thing, I can't stress this enough, if you have like sketchbooks or notebooks or like a blog or something that you need to keep up, as much as it's annoying and maybe you don't particularly want to do it, just do it. Just keep it up and just make sure that you haven't got loads of work to leave to the end. I was pretty good. I didn't have loads of stuff that I had to finish at the end. I had some pictures that I needed to print off and stick in my sketchbook, and I had like a couple of pages just to refine or write stuff on and then do a final piece sketch. They needed a sketch of what it was going to look like, and then pictures of the actual piece, which I managed to print out and things. So I had very, very little to do, which was lucky. Really, it was lucky, because a lot of people had a lot to do, and our deadline was like 12 or 1 o'clock on Friday, and people were still like doing sketchbooks, finishing PowerPoints, but I was done. I was in and out within an hour and a half. I'd uploaded everything, handed all my work in, and I was done within about an hour and a half, because I waited for Catherine to come in and hand hers in. Then we went and got lunch. So yeah, I think prioritising stuff and making sure that everything is finished, and or you're ahead of schedule, or at least you know exactly what you have left to do, because I had quite a lot of work sprung on me at the last minute, so I was glad I didn't have loads of stuff to do already, so that I could finish everything else that I was asked to do. So yeah, prioritise. And as much as it's nice to sort of come in and have an evening to yourself and not doing anything, it's better just to get your work done, is my advice. This is the advice from the girl that never handed in a homework project late or anything. I also have cranberry juice here, so. Also in my pyjamas. It's about 12:30, not got up. I woke up at 11:30. I woke up an hour ago. And I intend on staying in my pyjamas all day, which will be heavenly. We also had movie night last night, and we watched 21 Jump Street, me and Carla. So we're going to watch the second one tonight, and I'm excited about that. Okay, I'm going to get back to it a little bit. Setting up exhibitions. So, setting up exhibitions is one of the banes of my life. I cannot stand it. Particularly the last exhibition that I had set up was the last proper exhibition that I set up was the big tree thing that was in a couple of videos ago that I put a picture of. So I had to set that up, but one of my other classmates also had quite a big piece to set up, so I was sort of waiting all day because she hadn't finished and she wasn't going to move the table she was working on, so there was no way I could have done anything with my final piece, which was really, really irritating. And it meant I waited the whole day. I could hang my piece up, I could hang it up on the wall, but apart from that, I then waited the rest of the day to be able to actually do anything. I actually went home, I'd not finished setting up my final piece, all because this other person hadn't finished and just wasn't organised enough. I know this sounds bad and horrible, I'm not being mean to her, I'm just saying that it was particularly irritating that I couldn't finish my project and set up my final piece the way that I wanted to because someone else hadn't been organised enough to finish theirs. So the day of the exhibition, I remember coming in and her setting her final piece up. I was like, right, okay, I understand that obviously yours is a big final piece, mine is a big final piece as well, but can I just have a little bit of space so I can do what I need to do with it? Because from that picture I literally had the whole tree sort of spread out over the floor. It was a good 6 meters long and the wall was only about 3 meters, so there was like 3 meters of fabric scattered around on the floor, and I'm trying to like put it in a nice curly sort of position, and I'm struggling because she's putting her final piece up. She's got loads of people around her to try and help her do that, because she wasn't finished the day before. So setting up exhibitions involves a lot of waiting around. It's not fun. It's not fun. I really, really do hate it. I honestly hate it. That's why I try and get all my work finished, and I make sure my tutors know that I'm finished, so that I'm one of the first people to go in and set everything up, because they know that I'm finished, they know that I can just put it up and I'm happy with what it looks like and where it is. So yeah, other people are definitely a sort of liability when sorting out exhibitions, because when they're not finished it means that you can't finish, and it gets very, very irritating. I'm trying to think what else I need to say. Uploading work. I have to upload my work online, so it can be annoying. Like yesterday, Friday, I'd uploaded both my PowerPoint, a PowerPoint for a previous project that they wanted, and my 2 evaluations. I'd uploaded it onto the right page, everything. I went back onto that page just to double check that it was there, and it wasn't. So I said to my tutor, look, it's not there, should I just upload it again or what? He was like, yes, upload it again, save it again, then go back and check if it was there. So technology is not my best friend. I'm not great with technology. I'm okay at editing these videos. I'm kind of getting used to the app that I'm using to edit my videos now. So hopefully I'm getting a little bit better at that, but you know, I don't actually know if they're any good. But yeah, actually sort of uploading stuff, it can get very stressful because I don't know if it's done properly. I don't know, I just don't know if it's all there, and I have to constantly check with all my evaluation. I have to constantly check that it's all there, constantly make sure that it's on the right page, and just everything about it can be particularly stressful. But once it's done, and once I walked out on Friday, I was so happy that everything was done and that I could walk away feeling happy with everything that I've handed in. And I think that's the main point. Work so that you know that you're going to be happy with the end result. I think that's the best way to sort of wrap up this long droning speech about hand-in day. So that's kind of it for this week, guys. I don't really have much else to say. I didn't even have a list to read off of today. I was literally just going with my gut because I know this video's got to be up in about 3 hours and I've not edited it or anything. So yeah, this is Sunday's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I will see you on Wednesday, and as I said, it's kind of a weekly vlog / setting up my exhibition video, and I hope that's okay with everyone because that's what it's going to be. I can't change it now. So I will see you on Wednesday. Have a lovely rest of your week and a lovely rest of your Sunday. Bye everyone.